And we'll move right into that. Brandon, with me, I said Big Ten East, it's either going to be Michigan, Ohio State. Who are they going to play in that title game? I'm going to go ahead and say the winner of that game goes ahead and plays Iowa in the Big Ten title game. And in the end, I think it is going to be Michigan winning by 3 over Ohio State in overtime and then beating Iowa in the Big Ten title game to make it to the college football playoff.
Michigan wins in the East.
Kind of surprised I didn't go straight to see. Like, usually I do the... So you give me yours first, Brandon. I usually wait for mine. This time, I gave you mine right away.
Michigan wins in the East. I think that Wisconsin wins in the West.
Going with the Badgers.
Close. It's going to be close, but I think Wisconsin just edges Iowa. And however, that's all Wisconsin's going to do because Michigan's going to win. They will go to the college football playoff.
I hope they win it all. Like, this is a team that it's just a team you can get. Like, this Michigan team is a team you can get behind, and maybe it's because I like Jim Harbaugh. I almost said John Harbaugh. I like Jim Harbaugh.
You like one of them.
I like John too. He's a great guy. I mean, you should fire Mark Trestman, but that's a story for another day. But no, Jim Harbaugh, to me, I love what he's doing at Michigan. I love the satellite camps. I love the fun atmosphere that he has for the players and for the recruits. I think that carries over. I think a big player to watch is Jabril Peppers because he's going to be a guy we're going to be talking come draft season. Well, Brandon won't. I will come draft season next year. But yeah, both of us, we're both picking Michigan. However, the West is where we disagree. I will say Wisconsin, the way I'll put the West is Iowa first, Wisconsin second, and then I'm going to go Nebraska third, Northwestern fourth, Illinois fifth.
Not going Illinois second?
Right above Minnesota and Purdue.
Yeah, no, I think Wisconsin will be good this year. I think that if they can find that ground game again, and I think they will with a healthy Clemens back there. But I think that Iowa's going to be good. I just think that Wisconsin might be able to edge them this year. But we'll see.
Really, it doesn't matter because they're going to lose to Michigan, right?
It really doesn't matter because what we're saying right now is probably moot points anyways.
Yeah, I mean, watch. Fucking Ohio State and Michigan will lose their first games of the year. But before I sign everything off, Brandon, as we always do, we got to come up for a catchy title for this on the Primetime Podcast. But I guess I'll just call it your Pop Culture Minute or Brandon's closing remarks. We'll come up with a name down below in the description for this, but what do you got for us this week?
Some people may just call it the Idiot Talks More. And that'd be just fine. But okay, so we always talk sports on here. Obviously, it's a sports podcast. But I want to take just a second to talk a little bit on a serious note of some of the stuff that's happened lately around this country, and that is these police officer shootings. And these deaths and these horrible slayings. And folks, I think that when it comes down to it, everyone talks about it. Every life matters. No one life is more important. No one life is any less than anybody else. And we have an opportunity. Sounds horrible from these deaths, but we have an opportunity to go out there and act like that. And I think that that's the biggest thing. It's in our actions. It's in what we say, how we act, what we do, how we carry ourselves. We're not better than other people. We're not. Some people may have more money. Some people may have more affluency and stuff like that. May hold higher titles, but doesn't mean they are better. Nothing like that. We are one community. We are one together. That's what we need to get to. And we need to act like that. It's easy for anybody to get up there and say it. We need to act like it. I need to act like it. Ricky needs to act like it. We all need to, because that's the only way that we move on. That's the only way we move forward in this country, in this time, in this day and age. Right now, things don't look great. We need leaders. We're the next leaders. Many of the people who listen to this podcast, most of them, between the ages of 18 to 24. Young, we are the next world leaders. And if we can't be good, if people can't depend on us, we're screwed. We're finished. So let's take this as an opportunity to be better. And the reason that what we get to do what we love doing is because of people who protect this country, policemen, firefighters, military men and women. We can't do the things that we do without them. So please think about that. And please think about, look to the person on your left and your right, when you're in class, in a meeting, in work, stuff like that. They're just like you. They're people. They're human beings. Their life matters very much.
I want to piggyback off that. One thing I heard today while I was listening to The Herd on FS1. I know they were talking about Pat Riley, and he was saying, Pat Riley said something like, our thoughts make up who we are. That's not true. Our actions are what makes us, because how it works is we have the thought, some of them run through, and then they run right out the ear because they don't matter. It's just a brief thought. But those thoughts make up our beliefs, and those beliefs then make up our actions, and those actions are what makes us who we are. So just kind of something to think about. I don't want to bring down the mood of the podcast, but I love that Brandon brought it up. I love that you brought that up to the end of the podcast, because it's something we all got to think about. Something every single one of us has to think about in this day and age. But that's going to do it for the Primetime Podcast this week. Go ahead and check out our Twitters down below, patreon.com/mostvaluablepodcast. I want to thank you guys for checking out this podcast yet again. We love doing these guys for you. And if you want to see more video podcasts in the future, make sure to check out patreon.com/mostvaluablepodcast. Thank you guys for checking out this podcast. And as always, have a good day, everybody.
Thank you for listening to this MVP podcast. Follow us on Twitter @MostValuablePod for more great podcasts.